Thank you very much for everyone for turning up. I just wanted to say, like, I felt very welcomed. I feel like there's something that I've experienced here that I've never experienced in my short years of traveling. Like, for example, I was at the airport yesterday, and the security guard asked me if these belts are mine, and I said yes, and they was like, "Are you Nigerian?" I said, "My father's Nigerian." They said, "We're proud of you," and she didn't even know my story. So that's one thing that I can say. Like, I really appreciate every single one of you lot for coming out, and I'm glad to be home.
How it's gone from being, that kid from way back in Slovakia now to the cusp of greatness. You are a bona fide contender in the heavyweight division. You are regarded as the next big thing in boxing. Just tell us how that journey has been so far.
So the journey that's been so far, it hasn't been a long one, to be honest, because obviously I am only 20 years old, but I'm forever staying curious and I'm forever learning. Like, every city, every country I go to, I always learn something different. And then even like to come here, like, I'm not going to lie, like, my relationship with kind of not just Nigeria, but kind of like Africa in a whole, I haven't really experienced it. So I'm just glad coming here and just learning so much about the culture, like my culture, that I haven't really been experienced to. So I'm forever learning, I'm forever changing, and I think that's a good thing, because for me to go to the next level, or for me to go to where I want to go to, I can't be the same boy that was born in Keshmadok. I appreciate that question.
How easy was it for you, or how hard was it for you to define your own path? Not the next somebody, but the Moses.
I get asked this question a lot. There's records to be set, of course, but I feel like everybody has had their own career, or is doing their own career. Like, Mike Tyson had his own career, Evander Holyfield had his own career, Anthony Joshua is setting his own career. Like, am I a bad person to say that I want to set Moses Itauma's career? Like, I want to be a person, I don't want to be like nobody else, I want to be an original. And that's what I'm trying my best to stay.
Hi Moses, Kelvin from Bold Sports. This is kind of like a funny question though. You're looking at the Nigerians, previous Nigerians, like past Nigerians in the boxing scene. We've had persons like Dick Tiger, I don't know if you know him, Anthony Joshua, other great Nigerian boxers, even Samuel Peters. Do you think there's something about Nigeria or the Nigerianness in you that makes you, want to excel extraordinarily?
Do you know what's mad? It's like, I feel like there's like a little bit of unfair advantage towards the competition, because I'm not gonna lie, yeah, the Niger power definitely helps me in the ring, I can't lie. So obviously these guys have all set their own careers. Like you mentioned, you've got Anthony Joshua, Lawrence Okoli, Richard Riakporhe, Daniel Dubois, even though he's from Grenada, his family's roots are Nigerian. So like, there are a lot of fighters around the world that obviously are Nigerian, and I think there has to be something in the breeding. It has to be. So with that in mind, because I opened up Instagram this morning and I saw a lot of them comments. That was just never on the table. Like, I had a meeting with Queensbury, and they offered me 3 names to them, and not one of them was Frank Sanchez. So, like, I don't know where that's come from. Yeah, probably Francis would know more about that than I would. The racism in Slovakia, I feel like obviously times have changed, but like growing up, like people just wasn't used to seeing people. The Slovak people wasn't used to seeing people of color. It was hard. My brothers experienced it more, only because they went to school. When we moved out of Slovakia, we wasn't really old enough for me to experience it, but my brothers definitely experienced it, and my dad just said, we're packing our bags and we're going to London, or Kent. So that's when we made the move. But like, I guess you gotta forgive people because they just don't know. They haven't experienced it. So there's no point of having hatred in their heart for them people. I still go back every year. I still spend Christmas with my mother's side of the family. So I'm not. It's not like a place that I wouldn't go back or anything because I still got love for the country. But it definitely was tough growing up there.
Moses, sorry again. I promise you know this pretty soon. But Moses, you're in a 9 fight streak of knockouts. I honestly didn't believe that you would wipe out the White that quickly.
Me neither. Neither did I.
Incredible. So, first, the question that I want to ask is, do you think that it's time for a takeover? I mean, everybody's talking about most of the current heavyweights are aging. Usyk might not be there for too long, that the belts might be fractured. How long do you think it might be before you get that long-awaited title shot? The other question, sorry, it's a two-part question. There's a possibility that somewhere down the line, if Anthony Joshua doesn't call it quits, or if Ajagba is still in the mix, you might be coming up against one of these guys. What would it mean for you to come up against some of the heavyweights you've watched over the years, or who you also sparred with and reportedly banged in sparring? What would it mean to you to be able to share some ring with some of these guys?
So I don't think me and Anthony Joshua, I don't think that fight would ever happen. We have the same trainer. I don't know how that would work. Against Efe Ajagba, I mean, that probably is a fight that maybe could play out, but he's not really on the list. Like he doesn't really have any titles or whatnot. But I mean, it could be somewhere. It could be somewhere down the line. That's probably another question for Francis. Like my job is just to get in the ring and fight. Like, that is literally my job. Everything that's like outside the ring, where it's like to make fights happen and whatnot. Like that's not really like all down to me. Like it's down to the team. So yeah, that's the answer to your question.
From what we saw from the last couple of fights, including Dillian White, is Moses thinking of unifying the heavyweight? If that is a thought coming too soon, will the fans get to see a Usyk fight pretty soon, or you're not thinking in that direction? What are your thoughts at 20 and the dominance of the heavyweights championship?
So that's all that is on my mind. But you guys got to remember, like boxing spans maybe like 15, 20 years. Some people have 15, 20 years careers. I'm only 20 years old. I turned professional 2 years ago, so I still have a lot of time on my hands. One day will be great, and I'll come back to Nigeria and I'll celebrate here.
Reputation here in Nigeria is growing rapidly, and now you've partnered with the #1 betting brand in Nigeria. So why have you chosen Bet Nigeria as your flagship collaboration? What do you expect with this new partnership that you have with the brand?
Oh, that's a good question. So one of the main reasons that, for me personally, why I chose to collaborate with Bet Nigeria, for me, like I said, growing up in Slovakia, then in Kent, like I never really like fully had that relationship with Nigeria. So when this came along, I was like, this is a good time to discover my roots. This is a good time to discover my heritage. So we're here and we're discovering the heritage. So although it's obviously nice for you guys to obviously see me, this is nice for me to come back. I haven't been to Nigeria since 2010, so it's been a long time. And one of the main reasons for myself was to 100% discover the roots, but not also that is I know there's in talks with setting up charities and like help to unlock that potential in the young Nigerian athletes.